It's been a while, but we're off to that there London again. This time, Wills is off to a gig. We're both being taken up the Shard by my sister, and we're going to fit in as many famous sites as we can. If you don't know us, I'm Rachel, the one in the doghouse is Wills, and we are Postcard and a Pint. So let's head to London by rail, sail, and with possibly a fail.
I think I've lost the GoPro.
Uh-oh, but let's crack on with today and join you in the car. Morning!
Morning!
We're off to London. Wow, we haven't been to London since December of 22 when we went to see Ella.
I have.
Now, it's a bit different today. We normally go from Flint, but trains are so rubbish in this country now, we can't get to London by 2 o'clock because Wills is going to a gig. So we've got to drive to Crewe. Our car is staying at the Holiday Inn Express, lucky old car, and we're going to hop on a train at 9:47 so we can get Wills to London on time. Sounds like you've got a plan. How's it going?
Now this is a bit boring. We're stopped. I don't know if there's been an accident. If there is, I hope no one's been hurt. But we made the train on time.
Me too. There seems to be police around, but things are moving. Wills?
And we're off. Phew!
We're not sure what that was all about, but they stopped both sides of the carriageway. We think it might have been a sheep in the road. Hashtag Welsh problems. But we're leaving Wales and the sheep behind, and we're now in Crewe in plenty of time for the train. See you in 2 days' time, Crewe. We're off to London. For this trip, we found a great deal at a Holiday Inn Express in Limehouse. But first, we've got to get there. It was pretty easy to get to. We started on the Northern Line, Bank branch. Then 5 stops later, at Bank itself, we swapped to the DLR. Then it was a short hop of just 2 stops to Limehouse, perfect for Wills's gig in Deptford and accessing central London too. Here we are. Now we've just got to find the Holiday Inn and we're home and dry. We didn't do too well here. We couldn't suss out which way the dot was moving on maps. Hotel found a really lovely chap called Barry helped us out because the Google Maps just wouldn't connect because of all the high-rise buildings. We couldn't work out which way we were going. So he took us a shortcut, which was lovely. We can't check in yet. We can't check in till 3. So we're going to go over to Wills's gig now and then I'm going to come back and check us in. Let's go. Thanks, Barry. You're a gem. Now it's back to the station and over to Wills's gig. There's a lot of cycling going on today. Down the scary passage, back to the train station and onto the DLR to the Cutty Sark. We do love Greenwich, it's one of our favourite areas of London. There she is, the Cutty Sark, and this looks to be a very nice street food market. I think my lunch will be coming from here soon. Wills's gig was at the Triangle Cafe and Bar in Deptford. He was seeing the Quireboys, whose record company was holding a launch event for their new album. Have fun, lad, I'll see you later, and try to behave yourself. Sing it.
Hey you, what can I do? Can't you stand my man like the other girls? Come on! Hey you, what can I do? Can't you stand my man like the other girls? Yeah!
Right, that's enough of that. Sorry, Spike. I'm off to explore Greenwich Market. Those looked delicious, but I had my eye on a halloumi bowl at one of the food stalls at the street market. I'll have a bit of that, please. And a bit of that. Then I'll sit down by the Thames and enjoy it. Who do you think is having the best afternoon? Wills? Or me. My money's on me. What's happening next, Rach? I've come back to the hotel. I've checked us in. Let's take a cheeky room tour. And here is room 607. First thing I'm going to show you is something really funny. On the TV is the event Ride London, and out of the window is the event. Ooh, where are they? There they are. Ride London. Yep, that's great. Now let's see how Wills is getting on.
We're doing this for Gladbelly, everybody. You know, I'd like to thank Luke, Wally, and everybody. This is for Gladbelly up there, having a drink with my fella, Paul Holby, and all our friends, okay?
What a lovely tribute to the late Guy Bailey. But back to Rachel's room tour. Then you've got your workstation. We've put our 4-way with all our charging stuff in there. Okay, that's the most boring room tour ever, Rach. Back to Wills to see if things have cheered up. That'll be a no then. Go on, Rach, you've got one last chance to redeem yourself. plenty of room around the sink, storage underneath the sink, and I'm just going to whiz to wide angle. There we go. A nice big shower. Don't know what's in there. The toilet! I hadn't even noticed. I hadn't seen the toilet. That's quite useful. The toilet's separate, especially when you're sharing a room with Will. I've saved it with a toilet. For all those interested, we got this room for £155 for 2 nights with breakfast, which is a steal for London. We usually end up paying more than that for 1 night these days. But now I've had a call from Will's and it's time to meet up.
How good for start? Off to meet Rachel by the Cruddy Sock.
I think Will's had the best afternoon ever, meeting Frankie Miller and spending an afternoon enjoying one of his favourite bands. It was a quick shower for me, and then I jumped on a train to meet him. We'd both had top afternoons. Back to the Cruddy Sock. Now I've just got to find Will's. The man with the worst sense of direction ever.
Thank you.
It's like Where's Wally? Only it's Willy. Or maybe it is Wally. Anyway, he's there somewhere. I can see him! Yes, he'd managed a straight road back from the gig without getting lost. I was very proud. We caught up on each other's afternoons and then headed into the Gypsy Moth for some light refreshment.
Ow! Did I mention I've got a sore arm?
Yes, once or twice a minute at the moment. Don't let that stop you though. Good lad. What do we say?
Cheers.
We had some nachos that were gone in seconds. What a great afternoon. What's next?
We've just had some lovely nachos at the Gypsy Moth pub. We've been here before, it's a lovely pub. We're by the Cruddy Sock, it's beautiful, the sun's out. Had a fantastic afternoon at the Quireboys gig. Let's see where we go next.
So you don't know. We could have gone on the Bobby Horses or visited the Greenwich Foot Tunnel. Instead, we opted for a walk along the Thames. The sky's looking a bit foreboding now. Anyone else would sense impending doom, but not you two idiots, eh? The sky got blacker and...
We're in the middle of nowhere. It's raining.
Just raining?
Not only is it raining, it's pouring down.
Suck it up. What's next? The Dog and Bell. Bloody hell, we're going in. 39 ciders and 13 types of sausage. We're definitely going in. There was a sausage and cider festival going on, and we were now gutted we'd had nachos, but we can stop for a drink, eh? This pub loves pies, pickled eggs, and was hosting a barbecue out the back British style, also known as under an umbrella. Not only was this pub bracing the elements with its barbecue, it was also dog friendly, and we fell in love with a fair few pooches this evening. But soon it was time to go. Now have you got everything? Are you sure? Great pint, back to the hotel. It seems you have, as you're heading back. And look at that, it's summer once again. It was a beautiful sunset, and I found a cat. My animal cup runneth over. He got bored of me really quickly and went off to do cat London things. It was now home time, and we were hungry. Should have had a sausage. Not to worry, we've always wanted to try Jack the Chipper. We'd placed an order for chips when... Hello, hello, hello? The local bobbies came in. Have you been a bad lad? Of course he hasn't. The coppers just wanted their end of shift chips and a blackjack. Cheers, Jack the Chipper. Not only the local police in there at the end of their shift, but they're giving them like free soft drinks with their fish and chips to say thank you for helping the community. What a top place, Jack the Chipper. And now it's time for you two to head back to Limehouse. You've got a long old day of sightseeing tomorrow. Back through the scary passage. Oh, Barry taught as well as...
We're back at the Holiday Inn. We'll see you tomorrow.
Time for a bit of Namey-Does cruising before bed. See you tomorrow. That was a great night's sleep in a really, really comfy bed. This hotel is doing us absolutely fine. Now we're starting a new vlog today. We are going to see the sights of London, but you're not going to see that. We'll show you a few bits today. If you want to see that, you've got to watch next week. But what other way than to start a really long day with a really long walk? Let's go get breakfast. I was full of beans, but Will's...
I think I've lost the GoPro.
...was doing the walk of shame down the corridor. Somewhere between the gig and getting home, the GoPro had gone. We didn't think it had been stolen, we believe it had fallen out. It was a very sad morning and Will's was too grumpy to be filmed at breakfast. I still took on a sausage for the team though. And I tried to jolly Will's up. Let's go! But he was not a happy bunny about the GoPro and very cross with himself.
We've got off at St James's Park. We're going to start today at Buckingham Palace.
Yes, the vlog we are making today is what can you see when you walk from Buckingham Palace to the Shard, as I'd had tickets to go up the Shard for Christmas. You can see that vlog in a couple of weeks' time, as we've a surprise vlog for next week we didn't know we were going to make. We'd arrived at Buckingham Palace just in time for changing of the guard. You can't beat a bit of pomp and circumstance. It's an impressive display and happens every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and the crowds flock to see it. A couple of mounted police. Some returning soldiers leaving lots of poo behind. Does that cheer you up, Wills? Oh dear. Try to put it behind you, it's just a camera, it can be replaced. After a walk down the Mall, it was over to Trafalgar Square, but it seems something's going on here. Rach?
We're at Trafalgar Square, but we can't see a great deal because London, Wembley, is hosting the Champions League Final 2024. And all across London next week there's going to be 5 venues holding all events and concerts, and here at Trafalgar Square they're building a stage and you can see Rudimental and Faithless.
Indeed you can. So instead we walked around Trafalgar Square and admired what we could see. We then walked down Whitehall, past Downing Street where politicians be like, yep. There are so many famous landmarks to see in this part of London. They're at every turn. Now Wills, have you cheered up? Good lad. Now let's have a midday catch-up, and now he's in a better mood, I'm allowed a small dig about the GoPro. Yep.
We're having a lovely day. We've seen Big Ben, we've seen the Houses of Parliament, we've walked over Westminster Bridge. We're now on the South Bank, just by the London Eye, and we do hope you can hear us in this video, because the sound may not be that great, because somebody lost the GoPro.
Just a little dig. At this point we phoned the Gypsy Moth, it wasn't there, messaged the band's manager to check with the venue and sent a message to the Dog and Bell pub, and then had a pint and a bite to eat. Cheers! I went healthy, Wills didn't. Then it was back on the road again.
That was a lovely lunch at Giraffe. Now we're off to Covent Garden.
So much of London is so beautiful. And then there's the National Theatre. After a quick whiz around Covent Garden, we were ready for a drink. But we're not paying Covent Garden prices, oh no! To Fleet Street and another favourite pub, the Cheshire Cheese. Do visit this pub if you can. It has a great literary history, claiming to have been frequented by Dr. Samuel Johnson, Mark Twain, W.B. Yeats and Charles Dickens, who even featured it in his novel A Tale of Two Cities. Update please.
Well, we're all refreshed and we're back on our way heading across towards the Shard. We've seen some great sights.
We have.
But time is now running out, so we've just glimpsed St Paul's. I think we're going across Blackfriars Bridge now. We should fit in seeing the Shakespeare's Globe.
Oh, hopefully.
And then it's time to go up the Shard.
As I said before, a trip up the Shard had been a Christmas present from my sister. In fact, it was champagne for 2 up the Shard. In a couple of weeks you could see our full day's walk, a lot more talking and the full Shard tour. But for now, it was a lovely walk, incredible sights, some amazing views and a very tasty champagne.
Cheers, Ruth.
We couldn't resist throwing these views in though. Enjoy. There was of course a gift shop, but GoPro Boy resisted the Christmas decorations. What's next?
Well, that was really cool, and we have been walking all day and we thought, what shall we do next? We thought, something that sits down. So you know we like a boat trip. We've booked a boat trip. Come on.
Wave if you want to train. Thanks, love. We were on our way to Tower Bridge to take a 2-hour river cruise on the Thames. There's the Tower of London. It's off with Wills's head today after the GoPro incident. Hello Shard, we enjoyed you. Hello Tower Bridge, you're looking fine this evening. We had us tea at the Copper Club. It was very small. We also managed to charge our phones as we were a GoPro down. Weren't we, Wills? Then it was time to board our boat. And you know what?
Thank you. Oh wow, look at that.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
As you board, they give you a glass of Prosecco. How very civilised. We were looking forward to this, seeing many of the amazing landmarks we'd seen today, but from the water. Cheers. And after some selfies, we were off. Considering how many times we've been to London over the years, I can't believe we've never done this before. Our ticket price was £42 per person, and it was a 2-hour experience with Prosecco and canapes. How very refined. Show us what you've got, Wills.
We've got little canapes.
It's a thumbs up from Wills and the Harry Potter or Millennium Bridge to sail under. London's skyline is now such an eclectic mix of old and new architecture. I know we're on Team Old, but there is something strangely beautiful about the newer buildings too. And whilst we were having a peaceful time upstairs, this was happening downstairs. Well done, lad, but we'll stay upstairs and enjoy a couple of glasses of wine. Chop chop with the wine, Wills.
Cheers.
Good lad. Is there a better way to spend the evening than this? Enjoy the views.
I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smile at me. We should stay.
Our trip went as far as the MI6 building at Vauxhall Cross. Then we turned around to make our way back, and Wills had now had enough wine to try.
Caviar. Not had that before. A bit scared.
This is Wills, who never eats fish unless it's covered in batter and has the words "and chips" after it. What do you think?
A bit salty.
I don't think caviar will be on the menu at our house anytime soon then, but to wash it down...
She's only going to bought us more wine.
Sorry!
Bad, Rachel.
Then he was on the fish again. We finally got to see the Globe Theatre as we'd missed it before. We sailed under London Bridge, which is possibly the most boring bridge on the Thames, and you'll be glad to hear it wasn't falling down. By now the sun was setting and we were treated to the most perfect light. We sailed as far as just before Canary Wharf before heading back to Tower Bridge. By now we were the only ones left on top deck, as everyone else was partying below. But with views like these, why on earth would you want to be inside?
Stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
Then it was time to disembark. Ooh, and try one more canapé, of course. Then it was back to the hotel by train.
I can't shake that feeling
Stunning.
that we said goodbye.
One more trip through the scary passage and...
What a lovely day that's been. God, it's been a long day and our feet are going throb, throb, throb. We're on our way back to the hotel, got a bottle of wine, and we've got some cheesy what's-it type thing, so come on.
What a brilliant day. Drunk much, Rach? And from caviar to cheesy what's-it, normal service has resumed. Night. Morning, and it's time for a hearty breakfast before we go home. And guess who is in a better mood this morning and will be appearing on camera for breakfast, even though he lost his GoPro? Yes, it's Wills. Good lad.
That's us all packed up and ready to go home. And assuming there are no incidents, we'll see you at home. But on that note, had we booked from Flint to Chester, all the trains to Chester today are cancelled. We'd only have been able to go as far as Crewe. So good call. See you later.
And then, about 10 miles north of Nuneaton, would you Adam and Eve it, this happened. Result, although we're almost in Wales. Now we are back in Wales, but the GoPro
It's still in London.
is still in London.
We hope.
Yeah, now somebody did offer to go and get it for us and get it posted back up, but it's a lot of money and we kind of
We want to do it ourselves.
We want to go and get it ourselves. So tomorrow we are on a quest to go and get the GoPro. We were due to film a vlog
this weekend. So that's decided our destination. We are going back to London.
And by the time you're watching this, which is next weekend as we film this, we'll know whether we've got it or not.
Yeah. As you saw, we got that little message from the pub. The pub don't answer their phone.
We've tried so many times to contact them.
Phoned.
All I want to do is hear somebody say, yes, mate, it's here.
It's here.
Come and collect it.
We said we're going to come on Saturday. Is that okay? On Instagram, this was nothing. So on a 2-line Instagram message of, yes, we've got it, it's behind the bar, we are going back to London tomorrow. So we're still... I think we're going to get it.
I hope we're going to get it.
But there's still that feeling
bit of doubt.
What if somebody nicked the owner's phone and was having a laugh? And
I don't think that. I just think more... Someone's found a GoPro under the bar and taken it.
It'll be absolutely fine.
We hope.
Anyway, on to
You'll
the rest.
find that out next
Yes,
week.
you will indeed. On to the rest of the video.
Oh, yeah, we had a wonderful time.
We had such a lovely time in London. You loved your gig.
The gig was amazing, the record launch. It was just great. It wasn't really a gig. It was the album launch. It was hanging out with the band. I know the guys anyway, do a lot of work with them. It was just really nice. A few beers. They did a sort of 40-minute acoustic set of new and old songs. And a fantastic time. Then met up with...
Yeah, I had a lovely afternoon.
Rachel.
Went to the food market, got myself a lovely salad bowl, checked into the hotel.
The good thing is, I thought I wasn't going to finish for about 9 o'clock, but I was done by about 6.
Yeah, then we went for a lovely walk along the Thames. Lost the GoPro. The next day, we filmed a vlog which was from Buckingham Palace to the Shard, up the Shard, which you'll see in more detail. It was going to be next week. Now it's the week after because we've got to film a disaster in London. Let's go and find the GoPro. The Shard was good.
I really enjoyed the Shard.
But we'll tell you more about that on that video. Our highlight, or my highlight, I think, was definitely that boat trip. It was stunning. It was beautiful.
It really was beautiful.
I mean, the weather's
never done it before.
The weather's been shocking, but the weather for that just cleared up. Upstairs we were. The light was just
consuming quite a lot of red wine.
Yeah, I know, but you know, a
bit too much.
Yeah, probably one glass too much of red wine. But it was a really, really beautiful cruise, and I think well worth the money.
Yeah.
2 hours. Up and down, beautiful, beautiful sights, some lovely canapes.
It was so odd not to be in such a bad mood though after losing the camera.
I know, you were in a grump for about half a day.
I wasn't happy.
And then the next day we came back, and as you saw, halfway up, got that little random message. I was on the train, I was like, you are kidding me.
Yeah.
By which time, we'd messaged like early the day before, thinking if they have found it, we've got time to go and get it. Oh no, we're off to London again tomorrow.
Great, I like going down to London.
Cool. Well, if you'd like this video...
Are we finishing, are we? Okay,
we are.
If you do the subscribe thing and hit the like button and
Yeah.
leave a comment, do all of that. It's all great and really helps. Patreon thing as well. You'll find out in advance whether we get the old camera back if you're doing the Patreon.
Because...
all for less than the price of a pint a month.
And as we said...
In postcard and a pint. Cheers to the good times. Hope we get the GoPro back. I bought a pair of boxer shorts with a picture of the London Underground on them.
Did you?
Yeah, I've had to change twice already.
Oh...